Hey, all you DPC rebels, it's Dr. Shane back with another Friday 5-minute magic tip. Hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. Hope this week wasn't too bad on you coming back to work after that long holiday weekend. Uh, and hope everything just smooth sailing this week and looking forward to a great weekend. Got another magic tip for you today. Um, so you've got an employer that's reached out to you and wants to learn more about DPC. So what do you tell employers at the first meeting? So what are you going to say? What are the topics you need to bring up? What do they want to know? This is just the first meeting. You'll probably have a lot more meetings. There'll be a lot of questions and stuff. But what do you need to tell this employer the first time you meet with them uh, to give them information that they feel will be helpful? So let's talk about some specific things you might want to talk about at first meeting. First thing I would say is get prepared right away. This comes up quite frequently on our DPC Facebook pages when physicians are saying, "Oh, hey, does anybody have a prepared PowerPoint slide? I've got a meeting next week with an employer. I want to talk to them about DPC. What do you guys say?" We see this on our Facebook pages. Every few weeks somebody's got a meeting and they want to put something together. So I'm challenging you to go ahead and get something written down. What would you say at these meetings? I'm going to go over a little list of those things to think about, but get a little PowerPoint presentation ready. Get a little 5-minute presentation ready. So whenever you meet with those folks, you can have it ready. You can share that. Get some flyers ready. Get stuff on your website ready. Think about what you would charge employers, how you're going to work out the fees. We've talked about that many times before. So go ahead and think about those things and get prepared because they will call you and you need to be ready to at least tell them the basics at that first meeting. So let me just share my screen real quick and show you guys some little tips, the things to think about. So when you have that first meeting, what do you want to talk about? So I would set up a PowerPoint presentation and cover these basic things. You can make it longer, but I say keep it really short, maybe a 10-minute, 5-minute PowerPoint presentation. Leave time for questions and answers because they'll have a lot of those. So you want to tell them who you are, you know, who you are in the community, how long have you been there, how long have you been doing medicine, all the things that make you who you are in your community, and what medicine means to you in your community. Um, I've been in this community where I'm at for 20 something years, trained here, so I'm connected to the community. So that's good information for them to know that you've been in the area, why you moved to the area, that kind of stuff. Who you are is the big thing that I would share. You're a DPC, why? Why you do DPC, why you left the system, why DPC means what it means to you. So you're basically your why of doing DPC. Um, Most of everybody knows that answer to that. So you want to share your personal why with them. Um, why DPC matters to employers, employees, why it should matter to them. So a lot about this in my book, DPC and employers, Magic Pixie Dust and Miracles. But sharing with them some basic things about reduced ER visits, urgent care visits, more time that you're able to spend with employees, and lowering the cost. So why does it matter? Because primary care is very difficult in our community. It's hard to get appointments. Primary care is super critical. Um, and just share those things with the employers about why that matters um, from your standpoint, from where you're coming from. Um, the next one's kind of the same, along the same lines as the benefits, maybe some evidence you have. Um, I know Dr. Lee Gross has some really good data and tabs that showing how they've reduced cost. We've had some little data that we put out showing reduced cost, but just give them the benefits. More access, more time with the patient, lower med costs, lower lab costs, lower out of cost expenses for employees. Give them some of those benefits that they can really sink their teeth into, and let them chew on that um, as you give them more time to think about it. Also, the cost, be prepared to let them know what the cost is, whether you're going to charge $50, $60, whatever that is per member per month. Have that ready for them to understand how the cost is. They may be confused. They may not understand how that's going to work with insurance, but that's a whole nother longer discussion. But at least be prepared to give them an idea, what DPC would cost, and leave plenty of time for questions. So you want to be able to share with them the questions and answer session so they can really get a good time to express where they're coming from, their concerns. You may need another meeting. At least you can really try to hit some of those questions up as you can. I talk about that in my book, some of the questions you might get. But you can take those to heart, take notes, and come back and set up another meeting if you need to. These are just a few of the tips that you wanted to get started that I would share with you. Go ahead and make a PowerPoint presentation, get ready for it, because the day is coming where employers are going to want to meet with you. So that's just a little quick snippet to get started. The questions will get harder down the road. How you prepare insurance, how do you wrap insurance around that? How do they save money? There's a lot of other things that are going to stem from this one conversation, but these are good places to get started so they understand what DPC is. You'll spend all your time with employers, education, from the brokers, advisors, employers, HR people, to the employees. What is DPC, how it works, and how it can be better for their primary care. So a lot of time spent doing that. So go ahead and get prepared. If you need to contact me, you can do that at drshane at dpcmagic.com, drshane at dpcmagic.com. Just contact me. I'll help you run through those things. We can talk about how I can be a mentor or coach you through some of those things, working with employers. I have connections with other DPC docs and lots of connection with broker advisors that can help you work through that. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and hope to see you back in another week or so for some more DPC magic. Until